Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? Get some coffee. Everybody, calm down. But there's a super volcano under Christmas Island. What is this about? And this volcano is quite large, and we didn't know it existed, but and we see that it's active. And so this is a game changer as it relates to Australia and Indonesia, because Christmas Island is right in between Australia and New Zealand. Now, actually, it's about 1,500 kilometers northwest of Australia mainland, and it's only 350 kilometers off Indonesia mainland. It's closer to Indonesia, but it is Australian territory. It's owned by the nation of Australia. So very interesting situation developing there. I'll tell you what's going on with it. First, let's put a shout out real fast, if you could, for www.ketowithpaul.com. That's www.keto, or is it keto, Heidi? Keto. Keto, excuse me. I was thinking of Keto. Oh, okay, Keto, excuse me. www.ketowithpaul.com. Now, if you've tried losing weight without any success, don't feel bad. I've been there many times. And part of it is some of these fad diets, they don't really, they temporarily work, but they're not a consistent change of lifestyle. So you can easily realize that it's not your fault. Struggling with weight is caused by our metabolic and genetics, our DNA, and not our workout routine necessarily, or even our sleep schedule. The good news is, though, there is a solution. Food intake and what type of food we eat is huge. It's called ketowithpaul.com. That's ketowithpaul.com. Keto, ketowithpaul.com. I've noticed that people, what they found out in the statistics is that the body fat melting in a no time since taking it, people are losing weight and it's melting the fat. What? Just the fat, guys, just the fat. It's specifically noticed that most fat loss will happen around your waist and stomach. That's where some of us, like me, that's where the biggest problem is. It's the easiest, quickest path to weight loss you'll ever experience. Just for more information, I want you to go to www.ketowithpaul.com. That's www.ketowithpaul.com. You'll get 51% off your first bag if you order within the next 24 hours. Plus, there is a 60-day money-back guarantee. So this is your opportunity. Go there now. Find out more about that. All right? Okay, so here's what's going on with this underground volcano. Yes, I'm seriously serious. Christmas Island, owned by the nation of Australia. Get some coffee, everybody. Is underneath this massive volcano, which is alive, and it threatens again thousands of people, not only on Christmas Island area, but Indonesia and even Australia for that matter. If there's a massive eruption, apparently it's been seething. Excuse me. It's been seething, and that's not good. Let me give you the information here. This newly discovered underwater volcano in Christmas Island, and I put the picture of it on the thumbnail. It's looking, kind of looks like that from the movie Lord of the Rings trilogy. Kind of looks like that ancient undersea volcano that they showed in that movie. But in reality, this thing is real. And this is a day where previously it was unknown. It was unimaginable that this volcano emerged, but as a giant oval-shaped depression called the caldera. It's quite large. It's about 5 miles wide, 5 miles long is the size of this caldera. So it's huge. It's surrounded by 300-meter high rim and has a 300-meter high cone-shaped peak right in the center of it called the pupil of the volcano. So it shows that it's been continually spewing over a period of time. Now, a caldera is formed when a volcano collapses. The molten magma at the base of the volcano shifts upwards, leaving empty chambers. The thin solid crust on the surface of the dome then collapses, creating a large crater-like structure. Often a small new peak then begins to form in the center as the volcano continues spewing magma. One well-known caldera is the one, of course, in Indonesia, which exploded back in 1883, killing tens of thousands of people and leaving only bits of the mountain rim visible in the waves. But by 1927, a small volcano began to grow in the center of the caldera. So the same thing is happening here by Christmas Island. In contrast, though, we may not even be aware of the volcanic eruptions when they happen deep under the ocean. And that's what Mike around the world's been saying, that these volcanoes have been erupting under the ocean at a high alarming rate around the globe, which is heating up the water, in some cases boiling fish. And those fish have been known to wash up on the banks, boil. I think Heidi reported on that a couple weeks ago over at Patreon. And so in contrast, we may not even be aware what's happening under the ocean, but we know that temperature of the ocean is rising. We know the temperature of the planet has risen. No, it's not from cow farts and car exhaust fumes. No. It's from volcanic eruptions, magma moving to the surface, and climate change taking place because of the incoming binary system of Planet X, which everyone is starting to talk more and more and more about. I believe they're using some of this alien disclosure to deflect us away from these changes, these birthing pains of the planet and the soon coming of Jesus Christ. But anyway, let me digress. Eventually, the volcanic eye, it was not alone. Furthermore, mapping to the south, it revealed a smaller sea mountain covered in numerous volcanic cones, which means along a ridge, there's all kinds of little volcanoes that are quite large, and they continue on around and on down the line. This is the cracks. This is the volcanic cracks. This is the magma moving. This is the magma coming forth. And I think I asked Mike around the world this question. I said, Mike, if the magma is moving to the surface, isn't it going to start hitting the ocean floor first before it hits the land first? He said, absolutely. Bingo, I think was his answer. And that's why there's a lot of it going on right now under the ocean, which we're not aware of, other than the ocean temperature is rising. But before it really starts shooting up all over the place on the top of the earth or landmass, you're going to have a lot of it going on in the bottom of the oceans because they are closer to the magma than the surface of the landmass on top. But even the landmass volcanoes are breaking records. Last year, in 2020, 57 different volcanoes erupted. And as we speak right now, 51 are active and are spewing or smoking or ash or erupting. So we're in a end time era of what the Bible said would happen in 2 Peter 3. We are literally watching the birthing pains of our planet taking place right now. And that's all prophecy, and that's leading us to the soon coming of Jesus Christ. So scientifically, what happened to what's happened to the earth was prophesied to happen. And so, yeah, you're right. Ocean massive tsunamis are very prevalent and very possible. And we got to watch this very closely because it could be very, very dangerous what's going to take place. Thank you, Susan Hansley, for putting the link there on the Keto with Paul.com. Thank you for that. But anyway, there's all of this stuff is happening. We're watching the Bible come to life. We're watching the prophecies literally fulfill themselves right before our very eyes. And so what we want to do, it's just incredible that we're living in these end times, and yet people are not prepared. They're not ready. They're not even aware of what's going on. And I think that's why tonight, you don't want to miss tonight's live broadcast, starting tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern with Mike from around the world tonight. It will be a phenomenal program, I guarantee it, as we're going to be exploring several different avenues of things that are happening, not only here on the earth, but in space and even under the earth. That's what's happening now. Everything is moving. Everything is progressing. Everything is advancing. Prophecy is taking place. And in the Middle East, there's some real stuff. Ethiopia, I'm going to come back in a minute and talk to you about what's going on right now in Ethiopia, but tensions are building. And so we want to keep people aware of where we're at in these last days. I will see you guys tonight, but I'll be back in a few minutes with another video here in a moment from a development taking place right now in the Middle East. I'll be back to tell you about it in just a moment. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're living in the last days. Are you serious? Yes, I am serious. Are you saved?